6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Join Andy Williams, Michael Kerr, and Lennox Smith, the Ground Report team on M1047, as they rip apart the lies, half-truth, and misinformation that the mainstream media never discuss. The Ground Report. Hard-hitting, informative, undiluted, uncompromising, and unfiltered. Monday to Friday on M104.7 FM. Get the raw facts before making any life-changing decisions. Only on The Ground Report.
Warrell Regis and Company Limited. Services offer new tires and battery sale, motor vehicle inspection, mechanical repairs, fleet maintenance, tire alignment, wheel balancing and rotation, nitrogen installation, auto body repairs. Authorized agent for all major insurance, windshield replacement, wrecking service, parts and accessories. SMR Enterprise Shogunas. Telephone 665-3377 or email warrellregis@yahoo.com. Open Mondays to Fridays, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Warrell Regis and Company Limited.
Your family's legacy deserves a place of remembrance.
One that pays tribute to a life well lived. Imagine a picturesque garden where you can preserve your memories for a future generation in a serene, eco-friendly sanctuary
surrounded by lush tropical trees,
where you and your loved ones can rest securely in infinite peace. Your legacy begins at the Orange Grove Memorial Gardens.
Call us now at 223-2178.
There's a new drink that's transforming what you expect from a beverage. U-Juice is 100% natural and has the power of red ginseng, turmeric, ginger, and the world's strongest antioxidant, astaxanthin. Your new favorite drink has arrived. U-Juice, en route to the ultimate you.
U-Juice. I'm on my drink, we got that natural boost.
Republic Bank customers, time is running out to have your one card upgraded to the new Visa debit card. The deadline for converting to the new Visa debit is January 31st, 2023. Visit any one of our branches to have your one card upgraded. Please visit www.republictt.com for more information on changing your card or call us at 623-4RBL. That's 623-4725.
Okay, Rudolph, make her right. Then, hold on. Mrs. Claus sent a WhatsApp. The elves are hungry. Pick up a Royal Castle Queen bucket, a King bucket, some royal wings, a family meal, a few combos, some extra delicious coleslaw, crinkle-cut fries, potato salad, and a snack box for yourself. Oh, and don't forget that delicious honey mustard sauce. It's really lashing. Okay, Rudolph, let's get that delicious local Trini flavor. Royal Castle, here we come. Royal Castle is the local something that makes it all taste better. Happy holidays from Royal Castle.
Come to Sheltec for your everyday gaming needs. Get your eShop, PSN, Roblox, and Steam cards. Also get the latest PS5, PS4, Xbox, and Switch games. We have everyday specials, 2 for $500 on games for everyone. Shop online at sheltechelectronics.com and get even more discounts. Visit us at 11 to 13 Frederick Street, Capital Plaza, Port of Spain. Come to Sheltec for your everyday gaming needs.
A night of elegance. A night of glory awaits you.
It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine.
As we set the stage for the biggest and final premium event of the year, Michelle.
Sometimes some of them are rally back. Ding-a-ling-a-ling, silent swing.
On Saturday, December 3rd, at the Center of Excellence, we will all rise and reconnect to Michelle. Hurry and get your tickets now.
At 63 Lounge on the Avenue.
Extra Foods.
Nova Glen, B-Mobile Store, Trigreet Road.
Devon Home Furnishings, El Dorado.
New Wave Apparel, High Street, San Fernando.
Scrapes Car Wash and Laundry, Trin City.
Just Deals Exclusive, Drag Mall Arima.
Sensational Sammy Seafood, Arima, Bamba Star Lounge, St. Augustine, and online at suntix.com.
For special group packages, please call 376-0327. 6.
Michelle's The Journey Back to the Future has begun.
Looking to complete your home or business project? Well, the place is Michelin Hardware. We carry a large selection of roofing and plumbing supply, lumber, steel, water tanks, tools, and more. Get your sand, gravel, sand filled by the bag, yard or load. No one beats our prices. Visit us at M&R Building, number 97, Eastern Main Road, Aruka, or call 646-2144. WhatsApp 327-7761. Michelin Hardware.
It's the Best Creed Blockyard Blowout Sale. Up to 80% off select products. Best Creed 6-inch Grade 2 concrete blocks, $4.13 each. 8-inch Grade 2 concrete blocks, $5.15 each. But wait, there's more. Get up to 45% off Able Clay blocks and massive savings on Best Creed concrete pavers, vent blocks, and Allen Block retaining wall products. Come shop at the Best Creed Compound Piarco from the 28th of November to the 3rd of December. Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Saturday from 8 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Start your building project today with Best Creed, the name this nation builds on. Conditions apply. See press and social media for more details.
Restyles Funeral Home Company Limited. Services include cremation, burial, embalming, human remains repatriation, tents, and grave markers. At Restyles Funeral Home, you can stay in the comfort of your own home and be assured that all your funeral needs are met, from the time your loved one passes on to the day of burial or cremation, which simply means we do registration, acquire death certificates, and much more. We are on call 24 hours, 350-3626 or 218-5104.
We Kinda Jazz presents It's Celebration Time again this Christmas with international singing sensation Charmaine Ford, the Panmasters Dane Gulston and son Daniel Gulston, legendary guitarist Clifford Charles, Marilyn Williams, singer of Ribbons, Los Amigos Cantadores, Parang, renowned saxophonist Tony Paul and band. Saturday, December 17th at Uticott, the Government Plaza Auditorium downtown, Lower Richmond Street and Wrightson Road, Port of Spain. Showtime 7 p.m. Tickets $350. Available at Pinot Noir Food Clothing Stores, 13 Mucurapo Road, Santa Maria Plaza, St. James. Boland Amar Complex, 177 Tragarete Road, Woodbrook, and at the door. For more information, call 625-3623, 628-4073, 628-0162. Sponsored by Specialist Hardware and Home Center, 282 Eastern Main Road, El Dorado, Tacarigua. It's celebration time again this Christmas with Charmaine Ford.
Chinese and Ari Restaurant, number 67, Western Main Road, St. James, opposite Standard. For breakfast daily, Monday to Sunday, from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. On the menu, sada roti, Friday, roast beef, pie, coffee, tea, Milo, vegetable pizza, pancakes with assorted vegetables. Lunch specials daily from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Chicken pilau, $25. Assorted lunch from $25 to $40. Soup specials and crab and dumpling. Delivery of food available. Dinner a la carte on the pavement from 6 p.m. until burgers, chicken sandwich, hot dogs, fries and chicken, nuggets, shrimp burger, gyros, and anything else you can think about. Call 382-9347 to place your orders 7 days a week.
On the 1st of January, New Year's night. Let's celebrate with the More FM fans. Together at the Police Mess St. James. Ring in the new year with more possibilities, more opportunities, and more love. Legends of Dance. It's a black and gold affair which represents abundance and prosperity. Legends of Dance 2023.
Trinidad and Tobago, we invite you to celebrate with a son of Arima as we welcome you poolside to the scenic Sosa Private Resort, Arena Road, San Rafael on Sunday, 4th of December, 12 a.m. to 10 a.m. Get ready for Boss Up Glow.
It's the Ground Boss Joe Grind Premium Birthday Celebration.
For this night Friday, I want to be celebrated. Look out for exclusive performances from Nyala Blackman,
Viking Ding Dong,
Trinidad Killer, John Melody. Limited advance tickets available. 2 ladies on 1 ticket.
On Sunday, 4th December, get ready for Boss Up Glow.
It's the Ground Boss Joe Grind Premium Birthday Celebration.
12 a.m. to 10 a.m.
Sosa Private Resort, Arena Road, San Rafael. Boss Up Glow.
Ticket outlets: Perros Bar, Talparo,
Parliament Bar, Brazil, Forest View Bar, San Rafael.
For more information, contact the Ground Boss Joe Grind on 355-1744.
Saturday the 3rd of December, Cookies, big anniversary. All road leads to Towers Bar. Sangre, Chiquito, Manzanella. 4 big artists. Yours truly, MCC, the superstar. Rock the Bones Boss coming to perform. Alongside KME 868. 104.7 family will be there. You rock them bones, I want you rock them bones, I want you. Saturday the 3rd of December, Cookies, big anniversary. Towers Bar. Sangre, Chiquito, Manzanella. From 6 p.m. until we outside, right until we lie down.
This is it. It's We Kinda Christmas, the concert. Sunday, 4th December at Napa. It's happening under the patronage of the Tunapuna Piako Regional Corporation with Malik Folk Performing Company, the Trinidad and Tobago Prison Service Band, First Citizens Supernova Steel Orchestra, along with Los Alumnos de San Juan. And look out for ZTV Shiv Shakti Dance Company and special guest Chuck Gordon.
Yo, this is Chuck Gordon. Once you reach by the gate, forget all your worries. Don't bring problems and stress up in here.
Showtime, 6 p.m. Tickets, $200 available at Napa Box Office, Tunapuna Piako Regional Corporation Office, or WhatsApp at 278-7878. Get yours early and come and enjoy We Kinda Christmas, Sunday, 4th December at Napa. Lots of door prizes to be won. It will be the sweetest.
A real Trini Christmas.
Home is where you can foster new memories, where you can rejuvenate. Home is where love is, a peace of mind. Home is a house with a land to expand. Home is at the serene Wakano Park or the gated sanctuary of Ella Vista Gardens. 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, indoor laundry, and private parking. Starting at $1.275 million, Home is DG Homes, Sangre Grande, 691-5659, 721-9186, or 379-8990. DG Homes, modern and luxurious living for all.
Brazil RC School, in collaboration with Parliament Bar, presents Ice and Glimmer of Gold in Dipali. On Friday, December 2nd, Talparo Main Road, Brazil Village, from 9 p.m. till. Early bird tickets cost $115. Best dressed for male and female dressed in white and gold. Your DJs are Bronx Sugar, Selector Dean, the Hitman Howie T. For more information, contact 702-9360. Ice and Glimmer of Gold in Dipali on Friday, December 2nd, 2022. Get ready.
M&M Pharmacy opens its doors to you. Strategically located next to Eastside Supermarket, Sangre, Chiquito. For all your healthcare needs and much more, M&M Pharmacy will give you customer service like no other. Your health is your wealth. Opening Saturday, 3rd December.
Disclaimer. More FM Limited, its owners and associates, accepts no responsibility for statements made by the talk show hosts or their guests. More FM Limited does not endorse any of the information provided during this commercially booked segment as the truth. That you have to judge for yourself. We, however, reserve the right to question statements made. But in this time of misinformation, government-controlled media, and corruption, it is sometimes hard to get the truth. But we must try. It is not our intention to discriminate or annoy anyone. To Free FM Limited takes no responsibility for...
There's nothing wrong with you just getting richer.
opportunity. And of course, if one wants to take advantage of opportunities that are made available, one has to prepare oneself, right, to make the sacrifice.
On Private Members' Day in the House of Representatives, Barataria San 1 MP Saddam Hussein raised the motion calling on the lower house to condemn the government for its failure to effectively address the unacceptable and serious crime level affecting law-abiding citizens.
The SSA says that despite a number of illegal weapon and ammunition seizures, there remains the unabated import of several updated and even more sophisticated weapons. As such, several gangs now have in their possession weapons which are automatic. These need to be destroyed. This is SSA. As intelligence reports reveal, some seized firearms do make it back onto the streets in the hands of criminals.
MP Hussein described the finding as very, very alarming.
So the SSA, Madam Speaker, what it's saying and confirming is that when weapons are retrieved and seized by law enforcement, somehow those weapons are finding its way back onto the streets. How can a weapon in the custody of the TTPS or any law enforcement authority leave that particular area and find itself back on the streets? And this is the SSA at page 28 of their 2020 report saying this, Madam Speaker. And yet the government again turns a blind eye to these issues.
In response to MP Hussein's motion, National Security Minister Fitzgerald Hines spoke of what he identified as a more recent collaboration with an international agency with regard to serial number restoration.
Criminals take off the serial numbers from the weapons, and there are ways to restore that, to know where it came from, who was the manufacturer, who was the distributor in the country from where it came, who purchased it in Trinidad and Tobago. And if you can't tell that, when it ended up on a crime scene, we were able to do it. And he did mention, because I raised it here some time ago, 7,500 and something firearms confiscated, and we are in the process of destroying them. I cut the first one symbolically a few weeks ago at the police academy.
Minister Hines continued to respond to MP Hussein.
And he doesn't know, he didn't even ask the member for Sipare who would know and wouldn't teach him that 42 guns went missing from the Trinidad and Tobago Forensic Science Center. They are exempted from having the need for an FUL in the Firearms Act. And there are guns there for ballistic testing. 42 of them went missing on one occasion when that government was in power. And the member for Barataria San would come here today and ask, how could guns get from illegal hands into... How? He asked that.
The National Security Minister made a more disturbing revelation with regard to the issue of licensed firearms.
We have reports of people who were charged for criminal offenses in this country have gone. License gun.
The debate on MP Hussein's motion was adjourned to another day. Jule Brown, TV6 News. On Monday afternoon, close to 4 p.m., the Meteorological Service downgraded its adverse weather alert from orange to yellow, but maintained its orange riverine alert. Earlier on Monday, Local Government and Rural Development Minister Faris Al-Rawi and other cabinet members held a virtual media conference.
We've had 5 days of significant weather in a type of system which really looks like drizzle at times or heavier showers. But what has happened is that it has just not turned off.
Works and Transport Minister Rohan Sinanan said teams are working throughout Trinidad and Tobago until, quote, we get back some level of normalcy, end quote. On Monday, several communities in east and central Trinidad remained under floodwater.
Even though you may see a break in the rain or it appears to only be a drizzle, the important point is that the river and riverine situation is such that they are full and they're at capacity. When they breach, you're going to have to go into the low-lying areas. So that's Bamboo number 3. That's South Valsine. That crawls up to North Valsine. That's the Oropouche Lagoon. That's Pluck Road. That's Penal DB.
The local government minister spoke about the emergency shelters as he revealed Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley chaired a special cabinet subcommittee meeting on Monday morning.
We've been creating all of the preparations for red level. We're not there, thank the Lord God. What we can say is that the centers are appropriately fitted out with food and other structures. In fact, that occupied the Prime Minister's direct line of questioning today to make sure that we were in proper order.
On Sunday, Minister Al-Rawi fielded a question from TV6 News about whether people who live in flood-prone areas should be relocated.
Relative to relocation aspects, a lot of these situations where you see flood-prone zones being occupied by homes, very, very, very many of them are private developments or individual homes. And therefore, there is a private sector and public sector aspect. The government obviously can't treat with all of it, but will do its best as we continue in our redevelopment works.
On Monday, Minister Sinanan spoke about a national drainage plan.
The national drainage plan will not take into consideration smaller development drains, and so those are more local government issues. Our main plan is to move this water once it gets into the major water courses, and so how we move them out. Coming out of that plan, the people at the St. Augustine area who have been flooded out for year upon year, whilst in St. Augustine, that whole Caroni area. A part of that plan is how we deal with the Caroni River going forward. Because that is
on Monday, Works and Transport Minister Ron Sinanan dismissed any claims that pumps were not working in particular areas which have suffered from flooding.
I have no report of pumps not working or pumps not turned on time or anything like that. Remember, the pumps in Trinidad and Tobago, once the rainy season kicks in, these pumps are working all the time. They are manned all the time. They are manned not only by the drainage division but the mechanical services division. I do not have any report of any area that pumps are not working.
A few moments later.
That's so we buy the pump here. The pump not working for the longest while. We now get to open the gate. And the water starts to run out now. We try with the pump but nothing with the pump. The diesel, like put that water inside the diesel or something, but the water starting to drop already. Plenty water coming out. The pump not working for the longest while.
That pumps are not working.
We do have honest East Indian people. Most of them will be found in the PNM, unfortunately. We take good care of you. Only the PNM has a plan. You is a money hungry Satan. You see devil. Get up You is a money hungry Satan. You see devil. Get up
So we'll try to get people on site to assist with all of that. You have to do the paperwork because the
I know you have to do the paperwork.
So we will get that.
But how come we did not check the how come 2018 people still get compensation? And they've just come and happen now. So what is the government? What is the government to do on that? They're going to compensate them for 2018 and that? Or they're going to compensate them for that? Or they're compensating?
So this particular event, I will get personally involved in to look at the coordination, to make sure that works for us to do it, and make sure we have the right things to do. I can't speak to 2018 yet because I don't know about it. I wasn't there personally in that position. But this one here, I will do the coordinations on this side.
So I would like to go down here, and then put it in a boat, or like go down in Mohan.
We send it to Mohan and Nadi Street now. That's why we
I am from Nadi Street, and I know everything is better. I wrote everything. Everything is better. Everything is silent.
Seeing that they have some more relief coming down on side, they're getting some boats down there.
That's a businessman down the road, loading up sand. The partners coming to help him and the kind sand, but some to people.
Let's go and make sure that we get some relief for you. Alright, we'll be back a little bit later. Alright?
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith. Stand your ground. Push back.
Oh boy, 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 oh boy. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Time check, it's approximately 38 minutes past the hour of 6 o'clock. And you're listening to the Ground Report. Yours truly, the Pitbull of Radio. Lennox Smith, Director Cuff, Michael Kerr, and you the people out there in your thousands of you. Mr. Pleasant, good morning to all maxi taxi drivers, PH drivers, bus drivers, truckers. A pleasant good morning to you. To all senior citizens, good morning to you. To the physically challenged, disabled people, a pleasant good morning to you. Not forgetting our sister Isle Tobago. Good morning to you, Tobago. I only hope they are dealing with your whole situation across there, with all those landslides, all the neglect. And I'm happy that we are all, even if we support something, holding the politicians to account.
What? This hour?
Whether it's Fali, or Rauli, or Kamala, we the people must and we have to continue to hold the people, the politicians, to account for the job that we put them there to do. And I must give a round of applause. I'm happy looking all over social media, watching the people in channel them running the politicians, telling them about their tight pants, tight top, sweet boy behavior while you come to do work. Fali. I hope you're behaving yourself in Tobago there, you know, because I am not holding Duke responsible. Duke has no power. Duke come like Kamala. The power and the services and the promises and the political contract Fali in Tobago Day. That in all what I underline, Fali, I hope you pointed to work in Tobago. than the sweet boy you and Faris Alwari all only the same thing. Tight pants, there's Duke and all playing, he dressing up so, but he have no power. Ole Saga boys now. While they go and walk down the hall, walk down the modeling road level, have some modeling contract pick all up and leave. Let me get somebody that not on that. People that about serving the people of Trinidad and Tobago. So I hope Fali and team start taking the ground, because it's because of this program. And yes, I supported the PDP. The PDP have nothing to do with what is going on right now. All of them end up on a PDP ticket. They come in government on the PDP and they're not following the policies, the contract, the manifesto of the PDP in what have to be done. But at least Duke keeping them in track. Hey, we say we doing this. Hey, we promise this. Oh God, only listen to me. Oh God, and the man begging only to listen to he. So don't feel certain our next political party in Tobago only go run away with that at all. No. Be people holding all responsible. And if only have a whole 4 years, only about 10 months, 11 months now, almost a year. Only 3 years again. What's it as Tobago House of Assembly was a 3 year? As a every 3 year election. What's it like that? And Fali and team. What's it as? Only have all political, only form only new political party. What's it as that already? Alright, and only new political party in power only 3 years. What you going to deliver? Nothing but talk. And then what? After the 3 years, come to tell me, hey, my political party, this new political party going to deliver this, deliver that, when you have 3 years to show what your political party or what all your ambitions is. Because clearly all your ambitions is not about enforcing the manifesto and the promises, the campaign promises that was brought down was on that manifesto of the PDP. Bamboo. I'm gonna go back there. So let me say a pleasant good morning to Silver Fox. All of you in Tobago there. My good friend there too. A couple of nice Tobagonian ladies that call in and standing firm. They ain't selling the soul to the devil. They will stand up firm even if they support something. They will stand firm and put whatever they support in place. If the PNM supporters was doing what I am doing here, that when I support the PDP go there, but let me know again, I cannot blame the PDP. Fali and team hoist the whole party. It's a coup. Alright, all in power they know. But only had the PDP and Watson Duke them looking bad. Watson was a bad boy too, you know. And I pull he up by his pants. That's why he don't have answer me calls. And I don't care about that. I care about his good governance. And if he's talking good thing, I will tell Watson he talking good thing. I'll come on radio and say he talking good thing. If he talking rubbish, I'll come on radio and say he talking rubbish. If he really had the power in Tobago and to change the lives of people in Tobago, I will tell you the truth. No, he don't have that. He's not a chief secretary. If at this point in time he's holding his own team accountable for the action, yes, Watson Duke is holding his team accountable for their actions. But remember, them like Rowley, them don't care. Because of all of that, Fali, you need experience. You need experience. You're moving like a glad man. And because of all of that, things like this is what popping up. Things like this. Listen. All they moving weak.
Mrs. Davidson Celestin in a statement said, Chief Secretary Fali Augustine is not out of the woods yet, as the defamation case brought by her will be refiled shortly. Mrs. Davidson Celestin said the matter was automatically struck out, not as a result of any tact or skill from Farley's legal counsel, but because she had an untimely change to the legal team. This matter was initially submitted to the courts by attorney John Jeremy, who is now legal counsel to the THA in another case with the Zipline Company. Given that scenario, Davidson Celestin said the matter is now fully handled by Keith Scotland and Company. She said, quote, "It is therefore foolish for Team Farley to claim victory, since the matter is not statute barred and was automatically struck out as a result of the untimely changes to the legal team and resulting delay."
All I hear what the news say? The news and all saying Team Farley. Team Farley. That not Team Watson Duke. That not Team PDP. And who have that political mandate and contract to deliver for the people. And all Team Farley that get in power through the PDP have to do is go back to the PDP manifesto and do what they say they have to do within 100 days, within a this amount of days, within a but the days and them going. And all again is a new Muhammad Ali. Farley like Muhammad Ali, you know. Obama and them, you know. You just know them real talk, man, you know. I had a dream, and when Farley started to talk so, real pretty talk. But to work, to really get down to business. What about the constituency meetings? What was promised Farley on the platform where all secretaries or all 15 of you would have been having regular meetings in the communities, connecting with the people so the people will be able to talk back to you and let you know what's going on. What about that? I had to do this since this week, but I had to think it now. I want to listen to this. I want to make sure it's not too long. Seriously. Because I want to get back to Trinidad, you know, to deal with what's going on in Trinidad with all that flooding and people don't blame. I say, Andy Williams, are blaming the government. 75% of what's going on is because of the government with that flooding. Yes, the government couldn't bring the floods. Yes, it would have floodings, however, but with proper maintenance. What is being maintained in this country, Trinidad and Tobago? Well, let's be real now. We police cars, we buses, the side of our roads, the government institutions and where we renting. What is being maintained? What's at Mount Hope? Mount Hope stink. Port Spain General Hospital stink. San Fernando General Hospital stink. Grandi stink. What is the roads stink? The roads are whole. All over is garbage straw. Too. Plenty drainages block up. Where are the drainage supervisors and the various counties and boroughs whereby damage the jobs that only cut people in order to have more money to get the rich? Or they rather boss people through it when they can have people have a job to go to various state places. Alright, this district here, that district, all they know always do it. Just like how we have a breakdown in elections and you know every damn polling station from and all them different things. And based on the size of the area, it's supposed to have employee people working. Nothing is functioning when it comes to drainage and going through to see, well, which drain clog right, so the report will go in. Then the borough council or somebody will send out a team, clear that drain in that district, and everybody had to work. If nobody, nothing working, it don't have no managerial structure in nothing in Trinidad and Tobago. We are running automatum. That kind we down a very serious precipice of doom. So I want to move on from, I want to come back on Trinidad, but I just want to show and finish off with Tobago, where you all know you all are involved, you all can come in. and have your say again. The Tobagonians, because I taken all your who call, who live in there, first-hand information with all the videos you all sending me, with various things, and people will say, but he in there, how we gonna know? How we gonna know? Dumb social media, right? And you can see, right? I always know. I ain't travel and come. You're like, duh, stupid. That's what Rowley and all them doing. Think when they can have normal press conference call with this modern technology, where it will cost taxpayers nothing. They'll rather jump on a plane and go here, go there, go there, go there, and come back with nothing. Now come like a child, you send him out to get a loaf of bread, a container of milk, and a stick of butter, and he just come back with not even the money. Nice. So let me finish off with Tobago, because this is why I wanted to hear from Duke in order to see who playing the fool. So I want to see how long they will take to, at the end of the day, listen to the political leader, organize and all unite, and let we get Tobago out or wherever. But if all and I seen them begging all here, so I had to play it for the nation, begging all for we to work together, all unite back. And I seen you Farley with your head down, playing your reading your papers in there, and you ignoring everything the man saying. I say, what boy? And again, you can be no friend, all here. And they send the messages and them now, you just read, they just get blue. But when I ring the phone, you just send a message. What's up? Mary's running that out. What's up? I ringing. Answer me. Just like how you bold face and you tell them you go buff them up. I buffing you up because hey, I not remember all here. You working for we, the people of Tobago and Trinidad. Well, Tobago, but it's Trinidad and Tobago. And I Spartate. I a Trinbagonian. You Duke working for we. You Farley working for me. So I only working for. I is only boss. And I is the one at the pole in place. So let me see, you're listening. So let me see now what it is up. Only listen. Yeah. You're debating good. You talk sense. I see you begging for unity. So let me see how them boys and them go operate. Wait, I wonder if it's this. I wonder if you give me the right thing, boy. Alright, let me see. I wonder if Cuff put the right thing for me.
What we are reprioritizing is $3 million. Madam Presiding Officer, it will be good for Tobagonians to take note that the fiscal year does not begin after we pass this vote. The fiscal year has already begun. Money spending. And so we are 1 month, few weeks late of the reprioritization. The fiscal year begins October, in this case 2022, and ends September 2023. $300 million. The head of the cabinet, central government in Trinidad, made a remarks a few weeks ago where he said the Tobago House of Assembly would have already spent or allocated all of the development budget to contractors from Trinidad. And I wonder as to the truth within that statement. But it does create a murmur in my stomach, in my heart I should say, and a churning in my stomach. It doesn't feel right with me that all of our money would have already been allocated. And I recall reading statements from our Honorable Chief Secretary, where he stated that they are not paying contractors one time, but they are indebting themselves, meaning the THA, to contractors over a period of time by making bullet payments. So I'm wondering, how does that factor in to the $3 million? How does the works, the road works, from Smithfield to Dutch Fort, 19 million. How does that factor into the 3 million? Let's do some minusing right away. How does the road from wherever to wherever for about $60 million, I don't have all the figures here now, how does that factor in? How does the $75 million project for palliative care factors in? We are wondering about some of those big mega projects, but I know the Secretary for Works is here, and he's a very meticulous man, not just with his words, but with his figures. And I trust that in the aftermath, when the dust settles, it will be well with my soul. The murmur in my heart will come out, and the churning of my stomach will cease with good facts and good sense. Because we cannot come to Tobago and Tobagonians and say to them, we are giving you all of this, when in truth and in fact, the money may have already been allocated, may have already been spent in principle. We have to be serious with Tobagonians. And as I peruse a few of the key areas that the Honorable Chief Secretary spoke about, I wish to say that he spoke about he spoke about school for the deaf. How much does that cost? How much does that school for the deaf cost? How much does it cost? Let's do the math. I'm not hearing anything about the school for the deaf. We are trying to allocate projects against resources. That's budgeting, simple. Expenditure. How much is school for the deaf will cost? How much will it cost to retrofit Roxburgh Secondary School into this world-class or regional technical institute that stands neck and shoulder above the rest of schools? How much does it cost? The Chief Secretary needs to tell Tobagonians that. And so I say, when the dust is settled and the air is clear, I expect the murmur in my chest to go and the churning in my stomach to cease. Indeed, my friends on the other side are learned people. They are my team, I must say that. They have all erred and gone astray, but the door is open. They can come home. It reminds me of a nursery rhyme that I learned in primary school. A very little nursery rhyme.
And they're laughing. Watson Duke making a very, very good point. All you don't get a $300 million allocation, or even if all you get it, all you already spend was spending out of that allocation. So when all you do get it, all you owing the Trinidadian contractors, all you owing people. All right, the man talking sense. When somebody talking good, they're talking good with me, you know. When somebody talking nonsense, they're talking nonsense with me, you know. And how I will judge, I will always open the lines throughout and based on the people. Because it's a realist share. Where you see with Andy Pitbull Williams is where you get, you know. And Tobagonians are people. Like people to be straightforward with you. It's a straightforward talking person, Jed. And holds nobody in mind after. Nobody. I tell him my mind, I say what I say, and that done there with me. But I tell him my mind, I say what I say, and I move on. Not only in mind like Rowley, when Rowley only in mind. He only in mind for years. He want to rip you up. He want to mash you up. Like how he promised to get rid of the Ground Report. This program, by targeting Robert Amar radio station. So I want to let you hear that again, you know. The man showing them things, telling them come home, come back, we err. The man say, we all err. He said, including him. Watson Duke is actually saying in Parliament across there. He and all is to be blamed, and he all you erred. What God only realize, it's time for this to build all your family and team. They realize they've done it now. The man organized, he admits, he and all erred. You put it back there, well, listen. We'll take about a 15, but we need to put that. So after, all Tobagonians will understand who to hold responsible if Tobago move from one stage to the next at this point in time, which is Farley, August, Chavez, and team. Watson Duke out of it. He had no power, and them in listening to you, they're laughing. I can see now, due to this and how they operate there, that them that is a kind of wickedness thing them on by. Look the man in, but what's I glad when Farley did rough him up. But the political leader to order and thing. I glad for that. I glad when you and all, because all is fighters. All that is all is. All have a little better passion and aggression in what all they do. But when you see people boil, put a tail between the leg, and technically that was Watson Duke doing there, but still trying to play macho, you know. But he's still putting the tail between the leg a little bit, and I like that. We holding them accountable. I like that. So listen. Let me finish. Listen, Tobagonians, as I promise you all, this program, the Gong Report, is for Trinidad and Tobago, and Trinidad and Tobago issues must be broadcast here. Whether the Trinidadians and them telling me, hey, and this right and puffing me and tell him about concentrate on Tobago, Trinidad, concentrate on Trinidad. No. It's still Trinidad and Tobago, and I concentrate on until the name move to Trinidad alone. But Tobago alone, don't jump in my head at all, all you fast and disrespectful like Rowley coming wrong me with that too. Right? Plain talk, bad manners. Let me continue. Let's continue.
Please. Davidson Celestin.
And so I say, when the dust is settled and the air is clear, I expect the murmur in my chest to go and the churning in my stomach to cease. Indeed, my friends on the other side are learned people. They are my team, I must say that. They have all erred and gone astray, but the door is open. They can come home. It reminds me of a nursery rhyme that I learned in primary school. A very little nursery rhyme. It almost seems like just a rhyme for rhyming's sake. Sometimes you rhyme for rhyming's sake, and sometimes you rhyme with sense. This little nursery rhyme, I felt while I was going to school, was rhyming for rhyming's sake. But as I get older, it dawned upon me, settled within me, that nursery rhyme is very, very informative. It says, little Bo Peep has lost his sheep and don't know where to find them. And then the instructions came, leave them alone and they will come home wagging their tails behind them. A word to the wise is sufficient. You don't have to speak to them too long. The doors are open and I want to place it on the Hansard for recommitment to the ideals of fixing Tobago. Indeed, we have gone astray. Indeed, all of us have gone astray, I would say. All of us. As the Bible said, all of us, like sheep, have gone astray. And all of us would have turned to our own way. I'm not pointing fingers, all of us. But maybe it's time to come home now. Because if we have to get this right, with this meager amount of dollars, then we have to get it right together. We cannot get it right as one team versus the next team versus the next team. This is Tobago. And this is the highest court of the land, called Tobago House of Assembly, where decisions are made that are binding and affects all and sundry. And we make decisions for 33 areas listed in the 5th schedule. So I want to know, what is the cost of that? What is the cost of the oncology center? I know Dr. Faith is here and she's very learned and meticulous. And indeed, she will answer that. The cost of this oncology center. The chief secretary promised us that this year we're getting one, because he has already.
It's been very, 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 very respectable. He said the Honorable Faith, the chief secretary. I is a man that's watch thing, you know. Me don't play because I don't hold people. You don't hold people in mind. All you hear a big man cry. He say all you in Tobago, their partners. Duke say everybody heard. He not pointing fingers, he too, he said. He says it's time that we work together. Come home, we all heard. And Fally, you keep your head down in that book. I would not even say raise your head like a determined person that's supposed to be a 7 days Adventist Christian. That many people respect the 7 days Adventists with their peacefulness and truthfulness. And you sit down there with your head bowed like a typical politician that wouldn't understand. Although he playing macho like you, he bowed to you all. He said, all you lost, all we lost we way. And it's time for me to come home under the PDP banner and do the work that is in the political, the manifesto, the PDP manifesto, the contract for the people of Tobago. And with that little money that we have in there, we have to prioritize what we spending the money on. But technically, you already spent $300 million in Tobago there. Even if you ain't spent it yet, which is a deficit, that already coming out all your budget. When you could do the same thing with the low-hanging fruits in Tobago. Spend some money, that money there, borrow. If all they own CPAP workers, URP workers, all they own, deal with that. Give the money to the people. The people will then spend. But you bow your head. Let me finish listen to Watson Duke. Let me finish listen in the highest court across the in THE, in Tobago, which is all of we court, Trinidadians and Tobagonians. Because until it's Trinidad alone or Tobago alone, it's Trinidad and Tobago. And nobody can tell me I put in my nose no way. Where paying your nose split bull in Tobago? But I know, boy, that is me. I should, I a Trinbagonian partner. Don't tell me don't put my nose in Tobago. Until if the two sides is separate, while we together, Trinidad and Tobago is my business. Because I don't know about Trinidad alone or Tobago alone. I born and meet Trinidad and Tobago. Nice. Now we continue. So Tobago only get all the peace, all week only get nothing. With all the floods, Trinidad get all the thing with the floods and all of this, all of that. I have to make sure them politicians across there doing what they do for the people. Coming back to Trinidad once, them hard. The Trinidad politicians, Tobagonians, they want to take more time into with Trinidad. Them stick breaking their ears. Them wicked. Yes. Them Trinidad politicians, them different. Them don't care about nobody at all. Them greedy. And we don't want Fally and team to start to look like them Trinidad politicians at all. Because they look in there awarding all these contracts. Do the thing and give Tobagonians contracts. Let the Trinidadians and them work alongside with them. But the Trinidadian contractors, whereby all surely will be getting plenty Tobago workers. And stop getting Warner everything. Warner is Rowley partner. Before you come there, Fally, Warner was getting everything. You come, Warner, them still getting everything. Well, what changed? Only a haircut, your style, and I hear your wife pregnant. So let me say congratulations to you, Fally. As you become chief secretary, you come, you get married, you take a long honeymoon. To me, you're still honeymooning. So you're kind of now shaking off. Your wife is pregnant now. I expect that you get a bouncing boy or girl. And we wish you all the best. But we hope at this point in time you ain't going through pregnancy sickness. Right, Fally, August? Fally. So, go right. We got to wait a little bit again, Fally. Because some people believe in man getting pregnancy sickness when woman pregnant. And woman just get the pregnancy sickness and all them kind of thing. So, Fally, we go still have patience. I know when your wife due. But half patience only. We go leave a little room for you for a little bit of pregnancy sickness. Because me I know. Because like you having pregnancy sickness from time you catch the woman to now. And I ain't saying nothing wrong we could sue for. He's a public figure. Public life. And I'm not defaming you. I wish you the best. I am just on you based on if you wasn't the chief secretary, I would have never known nothing about you. I couldn't have been up on you. You put yourself there. You make yourself a political target for the Pitbull based on your political promises. Because I, Pitbull Williams, fed up on the politicians' lies. And after my second chance of life, after them bullets, bow, bow, bow. And I'm here today to fight. I promise Almighty God to not to do like them, like other talk show hosts and them. The support party and the party buy them out and buy this and buy that. They not buy with me. I must go out in blazing guns and make a mark of history that Trinidad and Tobago and my children, my grandchildren, everybody must remember Andy Pitbull Williams played a part in this country road in transforming Trinidad and Tobago to be a better place. And when we go to the damn hospitals, we can get healthcare system in time. The bad roads mashing up people's tires, causing accidents, landslides all over, flooding. Oh God, the hospitals in a mess, education in a mess, agriculture roads, agriculture for agriculture access, all that, everything in a mess. Nothing working, nothing is being maintained. And then there's some people, all of the studies just money, 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 money. As long as I have enough to eat, that is what's important. What is most important to me is making sure when I dead, I must be recognized in history and not letting nothing stop me from going forward like a Mahatma Gandhi, like a Malcolm X, like a Mandela, and all the great people that stand firm for truth and for people, because they understand. Today you're here, all of you, I'm talking to you. Today you all are here, tomorrow you all will not. All of us have to die.
Stand your ground. Push back. The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
So now let's finish listen to the Parliament in Tobago, Watson Duke, where we all learn and see that he begged for unity. He begged, come back home, let's work together. He's addressing them very respectable. He didn't play no macho man thing like we went the other day. I find that was a mistake you make. I told you about it. When you go live and you're telling them, threatening them, hey, the people out there hungry, ting. It was a nice gesture you come with, you know. But it's how you operate, Duke. You bring a problem there. But I like how you operate like a big man now. It is what it is. And anybody out here that don't like me, you know, come here to like me. I come here to put my God first, my family. You see, race, religion, and politics, that's our backline. But to do the right thing, in which I will. Simple like that. Right, let me go back to Duke beg. Yeah, let me go back to beg. And then I will cut it there because it's a long clip. It has many other things. I'll have to still use this clip in some of the things that he's raising that going on in Tobago. But your head bow, Farley. Hey, bow. Tobagonians are looking forward for your calls this morning too. Because you all get a very long, nice segment of your issues across there. Let's go. Let me continue. Let listen again.
Is sufficient. You don't have to speak to them too long. The doors are open, and I want to place it on the Hansard for recommitment to the ideals of fixing Tobago. Indeed, we have gone astray. Indeed, all of us have gone astray, I would say. All of us. As the Bible said, all of us, like sheep, have gone astray. And all of us would have turned to our own way. I'm not pointing fingers, all of us. But maybe it's time to come home now. Because if we have to get this right with this meager amount of dollars, then we have to get it right together. We cannot get it right as one team versus the next team versus the next team. This is Tobago. And this is the highest court of the land, called Tobago House of Assembly, where decisions are made that are binding and affects all and sundry. And we make decisions for 33 areas listed in the 5th schedule. So I want to know, what is the cost of that? What is the cost of the oncology center? I know Dr. Faith is here and she's very learned and meticulous. And indeed she will answer that. The cost of this oncology center. The Chief Secretary promised us that this year we're getting one, because he has already started. Before next year September, we will have an oncology center. Before next year September, the School of the Deaf will be built. Before next year September, Roxborough Secondary School will be transformed into this amazing tertiary education where people will flock to it as if it was Timbuktu to get learning. Madam Presiding Officer, they spoke of district dental care. Many people within the districts are suffering to take because dental price in private is very expensive. A root canal could take care of savings for 3 years. A root canal. It's very hard out here, Madam Presiding Officer. And so when they have these dental services now in the health centers of various places, like Charlottesville, Roxborough, Scarborough Health Center in particular, and also Canaan, those 4 major health centers, it would be a good thing to ease the distress of citizens. This is what I call fixing it. But it will be mere talk if we do not make sense out of these sentences. Expansion, THA, digitizing the THA. I look forward to the time when we would stop working all of these heavy documents, the damage in our back, and the posture for a woman, and just have work with a little hard drive or a little stick where you could just stick in and download everything. I heard about the Department of Public Safety and Security, and I challenge the Chief Secretary on this one, that he has to do better. It is not good enough to joke or to belittle the efforts of the last regime in that they tried to create an assembly law to create the Tobago Police Service. To me, it is laudable. It's a laudable act that the last regime that we removed, maybe not the last one, but the last political regime we removed, the PNM, would have made an effort to create an assembly law. I do not know, in my recollection and in my ignorance, of any other person or any other political organization attempting to create an assembly law. They did something, I haven't seen it. As crooked as it may be, as bad as it may be, they did something and they sent it down to Trinidad to make an assembly law. Every time you come inside here, Madam Presiding Officer, I cringe when I look at the document and say, let me blue document, please. The blue document. Yeah. I cringe at the document when we say order of business, and we have prayers, oath of allegiance, and we come all the way down, and then they say assembly laws brought back from Parliament. None. It has been so for years. Assembly laws brought back from Parliament. None. It is ridiculous to know that we have so many degrees seated around this table, more degrees than a thermometer, and we can't even make a draft assembly bill. However, the PDP-led THA has been mandated by the people of Tobago in the first 100 days, and I dare you, Madam Presiding Officer, that we are somewhere close into 360-something, 350-something days. In the first 100 days, they have been mandated to create an assembly law that will see Tobago have a Tobago Police Department. And I will want to have the Chief Secretary speak to that in particular and not some security services. We don't want men walking around with butu swinging it as officer dribbles or doubles on Top Cat. We don't want that. What we want to see is people walking around the place armed with the law on their side, and let Tobagonians feel a sense of pride that the Tobago Police Department can enact the law in accordance to the written law called the Assembly Law. Let us be the first to push and promote for an Assembly Law. It will be ridiculous.
Thank you very much. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. That is enough for your Duke. And Tobago's Assembly, that is the things I was telling you all about. How all you want Trinidad and Tobagonians to know, the Tobagonians in Trinidad to know what all they doing, what they going on. When, because I being straightforward, all they said want to get the ground report, the opportunity to be able to promote the things that are going on there, but that is why all they wasn't getting me the opportunity, because it have nothing to promote that you all are doing. All they still sleeping, who still honeymooning, who had child sickness. I not on that. All they come to do that. If I go to serve people, belly big, belly flat, I have to stand up firm. And when I come on the radio here and I serving people with pride and dignity, honesty, because this is service I'm doing here loud and live. 104.7 more FM on the Gong Report. And whether sun or rain, whether I'm sick or this or what, whether I get beat down, feel hurt, and no matter what, I dust myself, shake myself off, and every day find the energy in me to come out here and do this over and over and over and over. And I don't mind. I choose this. I was blessed to do this. Nice. So Tobagonians, you all can make you all call. And now back in Trinidad. And Tobagonians, you all have to listen to all this nastiness that's going on in Trinidad here, you know. All across here, get rid of the PNM. We must make sure the PNM go back across here in Tobago at all. Finally, they must pay for the sins if them start to behave and unite and do the people work. We will throw them out and get people that willing to work. But not the PNM, they can't go back there. That will be it for you. They sink all for life. Now in Trinidad here, this man here, Tobagonian born. This man here, this man. Let me know which man. I told you this man is a vindictive man. The Honorable Prime Minister of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley. Yeah, that children listening. I will still give the office the respect. But that office is a very disrespectful office because it's led by a very disrespectful man called Dr. Rowley. All him believe me disrespectful. Watch how disrespectful this man is. Watch how disrespectful. Watch.
And annoying me in the intervening period. You know what time I get up in the morning? I go to bed between 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning and I get up at daybreak. And when I get up nervous many times. Because what's going to happen to us as a people today? And all of a sudden they're concerned about debt in the country. They're concerned about who hungry. They're concerned about who starving. They're concerned about... Just give me a break. Thank you very much.
Understand. Well, here it is. I will let Lennox Smith touch in Trinidad. Yeah. Touch on some of the things because if I only hold on there now to start to talk about what's going on in Trinidad at this point in time by this disrespectful Prime Minister and his team. Yeah, Rowley and team. And all independent offices is a part of that Rowley and team. Lennox Smith, a pleasant good morning to you. Give us an idea.
What, well, my friend, you hear me loud and clear?
Loud and clear, and give us an idea what also is trending in Trinidad at this point in time. But did you heard for your own 2 ears Watson Duke begging while you watch on Real Media TT? Fally keep your head down. Supposed to be a 7 days Christian man. Bow! And instead shake and say, yeah, let me unite. Did you hear that? Don't stay on that long at all, because Tobago get the time there. We need to get back to Trinidad, because boy, it have people under real distress. Their things mash up. They lost everything. The government only want to get them a nasty $20,000 for the most, which only know that ain't gonna happen. And all who gonna get that gonna be PNM people and PNM this and that and that, and that's that dirtiness. It's just weird. It's just weird. Yes, Lennox Smith.
My direct response to your and compendious one at that to the question you asked is that reality is reality, and some people take reality differently. Some bow their heads, and some, of course, respond by not realizing or not accepting that reality, and so on and so forth. So different strokes for different folks. That's all I would say on that matter. Having regard, of course, to the Trinidad situation, well, yes, indeed, of course, the government finally has recognized the call and the plea and the need of the people to, of course, say something, do something. Well, finally, $150 million allocated, 40 million for, of course, relief purposes, 10 million for agriculture, and we are yet to be clear as to what the difference of some additional 70 million.
Lennox, you're doing like the politicians here. You're throwing out big, small money that really and truly cannot. All that money they allocate really and so go to one area. Agriculture, they have no access roads. They're gone, so people can't get to the lands and all those different things. So that's food prices go hike. It have many other things that they put money for towards retaining walls. There's that one wall. Let me real. Because if it is just a picture road with a proper wall, like the walkover, that walkover costs $10 million. The walkover, not the flyover, up so $10 million, and that was just that. So you telling me the price of a walkover, $10 million, is the price?
Well,
that $10 million is to help agriculture people. $10 million.
Well, the point I'm making, it is superficial, superfluous. Too little, too late, and of course the opposition smell the rat just as we have, and it is merely to say that I have done something, even though that something is inadequate, and as I said, superficial and superfluous. Every single area, I think I wanted to mention that, and if I didn't, well, maybe this was the best opportunity, and that is, you should declare certain areas, of course, a disaster zone. In that way, you would have allocated specific amounts of resources to address the disaster in that particular area. But that has not happened in this case. That was the first statement I would have expected any reasonable government with a healthy sense of responsibility and having the resources at their disposal would have done. It is clear that that has not been done, and therefore what they would do, like how they distributed the 22 billion associated with COVID, is put it into the consolidated fund, and when questions are asked in terms of specificity, they will now say, well, listen, we deposit into the consolidated fund as has happened, and that it is for the general management of or response to that particular incident. So we see the pattern of behavior continues: reckless, ruthless, greedy, and of course self-serving, nepotistic, and of course cronyistic. So I too, like the opposition, will dismiss that, because what you want to see is that converted into action, and with the amount of resources, as you rightly have identified, it's certainly inadequate. But of course, at the end of the day, the books will show, I'm sure, that much more money would have been spent, but where it would have gone, you might well see, of course, the completion of Balize House, for example, and many of the projects undertaken by these members of this cabinet completed, including, of course, issues that we have heard and have aired with, of course, people like the parliamentary representative and general secretary of the party are talking about Cummins. Nobody knows if he's coming or going. And then, of course, we can look at the whole question of the Minister of Finance himself, Imbert, and Dr. Rowley himself, having regard to what is happening in Mason Hall. So we are very familiar with their shenanigans and their corruption and their intent to use disaster for personal gains. And that, to me, tells me that not only have they lost their way, but of course they are so disingenuous to the people that at the end of the day, evil cannot and must not prevail over good. That's where I'm at with respect to that particular matter. Of course, the whole question of the cabinet approved, of course, a child protection initiative as well, $7.5 million. Again, going the same way as that of the COVID response, and of course the most recent $150 million as far as the disaster is concerned. Anytime money is allocated by this government, you could rest assured that it ends up disappearing, but of course the job is still to be done. Of course, very, very, very concerning, the Police Service Welfare Association seem to be tending towards accepting the 4% increase in salary. Let me repeat that. There is news today that the Police Welfare Association, representative of the 2nd Division officers in the police service, appear to be tending towards accepting the 4% salary offer. And what is most troubling is that the prison and the fire service associations are saying that there was no consultation and they have been taken by surprise. It was almost an ambush, that they would have done that knowing full well that all of them are in the same pot or the same pod together, and that no consultation was initiated or communicated with the others who are steadfast. The prison and the fire service are saying that 4% is not sufficient, and therefore they are holding out for a better deal. And but we are hearing now that, of course, just as betrayers in a strike situation, you have these scab people who would break the arrangement in order to get their personal fit. So we look forward with bated breath as to what is happening there. The U.S. ambassador designate, I understand, is either on her way or is here. Miss Candice Bond is her name, and I expect, in fact, I have already decided to send a letter to her already, not only of the operations of this administration, because one of her specialty is good government and good governance. So I think she needs to know, and we need to follow up, of course, on that Delcy Rodriguez situation, and how she managed to come here in the face of sanctions and other matters incidental there too. I leave the rest, of course, to when we would have achieved that objective. That being as it may, what again one can look forward to in terms of the news? Well, we will not forget the Vincent Nelson matter. We will not forget even though it is not in the news as stated before me here now, but we will not forget either the commission of inquiry into the deaths of those persons. Very unfortunate, and the information coming out demonstrates that there was a lack of oversight and compassion and sympathy and humanity.
Nice. Let me just get them after that one. We organize to opening lines there, but go ahead.
Yes, go ahead. I have no difficulty with that. So if you have any comments, do so.
No, but you had to finish what you were saying. You was going good with the lack of sympathy and passion. So you had to finish off what you were saying there based on.
No, that's all right. That's all right. I think I have made the point. I think we should open up the lines and let's get the views of others. I'm sure the other issues will come up during the course of our discourse.
Nice. So Trinidad and Tobago, the lines are open. The lines are open to each and every one of you, to Trinidad and Tobagonians. The lines open. Let me give you all the numbers to call. 229-0251, 229-0251, or 239-5120, 239-5120, or give us a WhatsApp call or voice note at 366-3053, 366-3053. The lines are open. Morning caller, where are you calling from? What's your contribution this morning on the Gong Report?
Good morning.
Yes, good morning, Lennox. Good morning, Andy.
Good morning.
Good morning. Yes. Because of how long me and Lennox take, I'm telling you straight, you have 2 minutes, 3 minutes.
All right.
Go ahead.
Well, let me try as fast as possible. One, so I will continue to talk with the THA, right? And let them know that in struggles, there are two things that must be known. One, united, you would bargain, and divided, you would beg. And Tobago took a stand, and they know their objective is internal self-government for Tobago. On another occasion, I will teach some of those THA new people some of their own country's history for them to know why they must unite and not divide.
Yes, and I would love for that in truth, Mr. Nunez. I would love for that. So, right. Tobagonians, you all will get Clive Nunez very soon, right here, where we will go through a little history, right? Once a week, a little thing. So, a little gang.
I want to go on the other issue.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Petrotrin. For the first time, we have heard the latest from the Prime Minister on Petrotrin, trying to justify why they had to close it down. Although you play the clip all the time, the Trinidad and Tobago is not closing down Petrotrin. And I want to tell the Prime Minister and the Minister of Finance, if nobody else, you must know the history of the refinery and the refining of oil in Trinidad, right? We must know that the first well in the world that it discovered is in Trinidad, up in Central, all right? That's the first thing. Secondly, that you have to play the Minister of Finance when he boasted and say no other party but the Balize will benefit the OWTU. They said no other. He said no other could do that about us when OWTU was making the bid to buy Petrotrin. But I want to tell the Minister of Finance, if you don't know, you see, he is not a patriot of this country. He's an Antiguan and will remain that. He is not a patriot. You can't be a patriot and you recusing yourself so many times from cabinet. And the man in charge of the cabinet is the Prime Minister, and he said the buck stops with him. So if you had 265 recusals and 98 alone by Johnny Sukaran, you understand? He said the buck stopped with him. Okay? So they must know TLL, Trinidad Leaseholds Limited, a British company, had owned that refinery in Pointe-à-Pierre. It was under Albert Gomes, right? Because of H.E. Robinson and Charles McAnany, who wanted to put everything on the road, put molasses on the road, crude oil, gas, everything on the road, that Albert Gomes and his government, he was the chief minister, they went to Texaco. And I'll never forget, when he came back from, not Texaco, Texas, when he came back from Texas, he had on a big cowboy hat and he come with his cigar in his mouth, and he talk about Texaco. Well, you know who run Texaco out of Trinidad? Not that Texaco run. The people in 1970, because the man who started it was George Weeks, Texaco must go. But because he had a divided general council, party that he couldn't get through, and it was Transport and Industrial Workers Union under Joe Young and myself and Gowandan and Carlton Roseman, a number of them no longer with us, right? The point is, we took up that. And 1970, I was the man on the platform that was talking about owning our own sugar and our own oil. You understand? So let them know what the history is. And that is how Texaco was run out of Trinidad. Because even when we were charged for sedition, our defense was putting the multinationals on trial, right? The 9 of us were putting them, and Williams just abandoned that sedition charge that he charged 9 of us. And he charged 9, and the bad British government only charged 2, Butler and Elmer Francois. But Eric Williams charged 9. I want to say that the only party that tear gas the people in this country is the Balize. From Pile, from Bloody Tuesday on the 18th of March 1975, right? And you had it under this present Prime Minister in the Savannah. They are the only party that tear gas the people in this country. And this is the history that people must know about these parties. No pretty talk. Don't come now to try to justify the closing of Petrotrin and says all your finances that now have this thing making. We see the mess with Paria. We see the mess with Heritage and all that all you do. It is that you all are not patriots. People must determine between patriots and non-patriots. That's what I have to say. But
Thank you.
Deal with Tobago on the next thing to tell them their own history, how the Balize treated them for years. All right.
Thank you very much, Brother Clive Nunes. Oh boy, the line's open. Morning caller, where calling from? What's your contribution this morning here on the Gong Report?
Good morning, gentlemen. Mr. Smith, I heard recently the whole question of the port, whereby the scanners, the containers were being allowed to come into the country unscanned. To coin a word here, unscanned, if it's due. And I'm saying that the first duty, it is widely accepted that the first duty of any government, right, the first duty is the safety of the people. And if you have 19,000, I heard this morning, and I was quite flabbergasted by that. How could in a country like this, you have 550 murders for the year, guns all over the place. Last night I lied down in my house and it's bullets all over the place. How could I? And you have a government and you have a head of a National Security Council. Nobody asked him, nobody called upon him, not even the Chamber of Commerce. How could this dastardly thing happen? How could that? Where could that happen? What is happening? And nobody says anything. I haven't heard the opposition on that. That is, unsecured. And the thing about it is that they blame everybody else for guns coming in. Guns, and the opposition bringing guns. This one bringing guns. But the fact remains is that the government has been derelict in its duty, a neglect of duty. If you are an official, you work with any company, you work within the government, you are a police officer, and you neglect your duty, you suffer the fate. The penalty, you would lose your job. But in Trinidad, you have 19,000 all kind of guns coming in here, nobody unchecked in container. Nobody knows. And people dying, guns all over the place, and everybody quiet. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next caller, Miss Brooklyn, a pleasant good morning to you.
How you doing, my darling?
I'm all right. You are live on 104.7 more FM. Eh? Go ahead, Miss Brooklyn.
Well, boy, I'm listening to everything, and I hope everything is good in Jesus' name. I want you to call me after. You have the number. Call me after.
All right.
Call me when what time do you come up on the radio station?
9 o'clock.
call me.
All right, Miss Brooklyn. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So let me give the numbers again, because sometimes when I'm listening to programs and I hear people talk sense, I just want to call in, but I doesn't get the number, and the host and them, they take long to say the number. So let me give you all the numbers again. 229-0251 to call in and have your say. 229-0251 or 239-5120. 239-5120 or give us a WhatsApp call for all the poor people and foreigners at 366-3053. 366-3053. Give us a WhatsApp call. Send a WhatsApp voice note. Make sure. Oh boy. Morning caller. Where are you calling from?
Morning. This is the Silver Fox.
Tobago. Well,
yes, man. Silver Fox, the fearless one.
All right. You're going to leave my boy today. But I know you're going to...
I know that.
Go ahead.
Now, the people of Trinidad is afraid of Rowley. Trinidadians afraid of Rowley. Just imagine, you have all these bad roads in Trinidad. You can't get water. You're paying for water, you can't get it. Bill coming to your right too. The car damaging, this damaging, and all they're doing is complaining. Why are you not coming out on the road and get Rowley out of there once and for all? Stand up for the rights. Why are you not standing up for the rights? Rowley is not different from nobody else. Rowley is a human being like all you. Rowley is a human being like everybody else. Why are you afraid, Rowley? Stand up and fight. Stand up. The divers, they don't even want to have a proper inquiry. Or you sit down there. The opposition going into parliament can't even get their voice heard. Or you sit down there. All you have to get out there. Fight for all your country, not physical fight, but political fight. Fight for Trinidad and Tobago. And then you see this next one called Fally.
That's why we're saying I want to hear use a Tobagonian, so people have to, again, them Trinidadian can't be on a Tobagonian talking. Let a Tobagonian call and say what Silver Fox is saying, he wrong. Why want no Trinidadian no activists tell me about what Silver Fox saying there? Nothing at all. Go ahead, let me hear about where is he seen in Tobago and Fally and all that.
You see, Fally, the people of Tobago send in, right? They're sending for house grant. And some it's alleged now, some of them can't even get a house grant because the paper missing. No money are paying on it. What is going on in Tobago? Fally promised the Tobagonians we're going to be happy. We're going to be happy in Tobago. Vote for we. But you deceive us. We are deceived by you, Fally. Fally, I think you should, if your car run Tobago, your car run no government. Fally, I believe you should resign. Give us an ease back in Tobago. The young people right now just listen to the Silver Fox. They just listen to me, right? And it is heartbreaking to see them come out in rain, Fally, and they vote for you. And nothing for them. Nothing for them. You're not even having spot meeting nowhere for nobody to know what's going on in the country. All you said all the way to do all of that. People lands breaking away. They can't even get it braced. Nothing at all. Or you're just having a good time. But a good time does come to the end. All goodness does come, all badness has come to an end, Fally. You say you're a Christian, Fally, oh God help the people of Tobago. Fally, where we money? We want with money. We want with money. We want help. We want with grant. We want the children to work. We want work for the kids and them. They come out of school. They bust their brain just like you would bust your brain and you turn cheese set. Give them work too. When people talk, some people vex. But who vex laws? I don't care who vex. Who vex with me? Nobody out there feeding me. Right? Tobagonians are watching you, Fally. Tobagonians watching you. And I think if you go back up for anything, you will not be supported by Tobagonians.
So if Fally and team form their own political party, you feel Tobagonians going to support that?
No. Tobagonians not supporting them. Tobagonians are ashamed of Fally and them right now. They want to talk and they don't want to talk because they're so ashamed for.
Yeah, but what about all right, but remember the PDP ain't do nothing because remember them ain't listening. They get in on a PDP ticket and them not listening to the or even say following the manifesto of the PDP and the promises made on the political platform of the PDP. So why so Tobagonians go vex with the PDP too?
No. Once Duke take back the party, we gonna vote for PDP, but not for Fally and the crew. Once Duke is the head back of the party and he get back his reign, we will vote for the PDP because we don't want PNM. We don't want PNM, so we have to vote. We're voting for Watson Duke. The people of Tobago didn't vote for Fally alone. You know. We didn't vote for Fally alone. We vote for Fally and Duke, right? But apparently now I don't understand what caused them to take over the party like that. A certain indifference, right? And before some of the people of Tobago work with these people and work properly, they're picking sides. It's not about picking sides. It's about getting Tobago back on the track. It's about getting Tobago to look like Dubai. That's what they promise us. They promise us all manner of evil, and now nothing. This place not even my home. This place, oh God. Somebody help. We want help in Tobago. Fally can't run it. I think Fally should give up and stop the pretty boy thing. He could talk, he could really talk. That's one thing. Fally could talk. Oh God, Fally could talk. But he's not performing.
He really could talk, good boy. I ain't gonna lie, he good enough. Oh boy, he good. Hey, oh God, Fally could really talk, boy. Yeah, but actions, he had to be actions too. So I heard it from Tobago. Let's go to the lines. Morning caller, where calling from? What's your contribution this morning on the Ground Report?
Hey, Andy, Takarigua, I wanted to you and Lennox Sankoff.
Go ahead, Takarigua.
It's nice to see all the fellas keeping both issues alive, Tobago and Trinidad.
Yes, we have to.
Yeah, but of course. And, you know, when Lennox exposed and show everybody how much $1 billion is, 1,000 million. The reality of it, line up 1 million people and give them $1,000 each. The next day, you must say, well, we only spent $361 million. So we have that under control. Every time they talk about billion now, people know what they're talking about. So they can't come and make them feel that it's this big exorbitant of money and whatnot and what have you. The next thing I want to say, Andy, you know there's been a boat. You saw the cruiser that came in? The cruise ship?
Yeah, the cruise ship.
You saw how nice and big it is?
Yeah.
You build the top first and then put on the bottom, you know. The foundation of that cruise ship is the bottom. And this is where Rowdy could understand when the man was talking to him. They ship all the wealth from the people who died down below here and get to them on top there. So they have nothing to keep them. There's no foundation. That's why the country...
Which is that's why collapsing. Only them mash up the foundation of the country, which is the middle class and the poor people.
Right. And I've been talking that for years since I started calling talk show Andy. And I just sit down when Lennox and talk that when he come by me. So these people, I don't know, all of them need psychiatric evaluation. They're crazy, boy. Thanks, boy, Andy.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Oh boy. All the lines are open. A morning caller, we're calling from. What's your contribution this morning here on the Ground Report?
Morning, Andy.
Good morning to you. And where are you calling from?
Yeah, my contribution. Andy.
Yes, we are listening.
All these pastors and them we have in this country, seeing all these things going on and hushing them mouth, what really going on? When it says all of these pastors and people going to church and they praying and they sing and it's hypocrite. Rowdy this demon and all these pastors and them could just sit down and see people getting pressure so where we send people going to church in this place?
To pay tithes and to make sure the pastors and them can carry the children to school and go to carry the children to Disney World. I went to church at time and they tell me line up Pablo one. He had to carry children to Disney World. I say,
And he's a demon we fighting here. We need the pastor and them to pray to get out of this man. Man is a demon, this Rowdy. I don't know how his wife's making out with he. But let it go ahead. All right.
Thank you very much, caller, for your contribution. Next caller, morning caller, where are you calling from? And what's your contribution?
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Akash, you go ahead, my brother.
I want to jam this nasty, dirty, stinking PNM
right. But watch. But remember, Akash, just now remember, watch your language. Remember, we have no choice now. So just go smooth, but hit them, jam them, you know. But go as smooth as possible, not to offend that. Go ahead.
Oh God. No, we are offending that here, you know. Is this little Jumbie Rowley we offending here?
No.
Because everything we say or do, right here,
but
our problem.
Akash, right, Akash, meaning, I know it's not 38 is Rowley, but hit him hard, but as light as possible, because we have some sensitive people in that want to take the license now. So you could say this dirty government and just better just jump into it. Wait, this dirty, stinking, dirty, nasty, the might send letters, so I'm trying to avoid that. Yeah, trying to avoid that. Yeah. Let's get them on one dirty and then get into it then.
Yeah, well, we are going to put Robert Amara license in jeopardy here, right? But here I want to hear my contribution here for the morning, right?
Yes.
The government now come out and say about they wanna come out with this TTRA thing and get rid of these custom officers and all of them and how much containers being unchecked on the ports and all kind of thing. But the Customs and Excise Division is understaffed. Right, so you want to come now and deserve the Customs and Excise Division, right, and send home these custom officers and them where they're still checking these containers and them, right? So when the TTRA come on stream now, hear what I say, I'm here telling you from here, say them, say she say, I telling you what I know for myself here, brother man, right? When you send home these custom officers and them, the financiers, the 1% and them going to get away with everything, brother man. Anyhow, fellas, look on and listen.
Thank you very much. Oh boy. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Again, a second time morning call away calling from. What's your contribution this morning on the Gong Report?
Morning, this is Tagarigua.
Go ahead, Tagarigua.
Trinidadians naturally hate their own self. The people in this country, they hate themselves. They don't like their own self, they don't like the children, they don't like nobody. So they have to suffer. If you don't like yourself, how the hell you can like anything else? All you suffer.
Thank you very much. But we had to change it, Tagarigua. Because here what? Whether PNM people vote PNM and keeping them there, all are we suffering too. So we have no choice now just to talk to the people that support PNM. I was a PNM. I supported PNM. Talk to them. Don't embarrass them. Hit hard the government, you know, and them on top. But they see the layman that put them because I did put them at point. Some people maybe they vote them too, however it go. But we pinch, we ears, we learn PNM don't like the own. PNM is a 1% party. Them just like the rich people. Them want to keep poor people, black people especially, at the bottom of the ladder. Because we must be the labor for the 1%. Because the East Indian community, they are the middle class. They know that. That's why they're educating the children. And the 1% and them want labor. They want that. Then PNM can make it easy. When they realize black people ain't want to stand up to work for no $100 a day and take next to nothing. Work factory, work and this, work and that work. And then what they do? They organize and open the borders and bring in labor via refugees. That today them is paying NISL to charge nothing. But yet still they're getting free education, free health. They're making babies like that. And God is good. But which continue to put a strain on this country. And then some people will say, well, the high end the Venezuelans because Trinidadians lady. The high end Venezuelans because they can hit them at $100 a day for the whole day, $120. That Trinidadian, you have to pay them the $200, $250 for labor. And then you hire the Venezuelan because you got to study NIS and also charge deductions where it could go back to the country coffers. And hiring we the locals. You got to pay NIS and also charge. Everybody is smart, man. The business sector wicked like the government, you know. The business sector of Trinidad and Tobago, they're wicked and dirty, dressed like this government, you know. Yeah, them are the power to bring the changes necessary and to put this government to order. The business sector controls. They play a very important role. Don't get tied up. Their money play important roles. They influence. But you can remember when the summons the DC's Prime Minister to a meeting in Westmoreland side. They have real power. They just buy out all the token Negroes and Indians, the token ones. Buy them out to all in positions. If this Negro or this Indian, or from other fact, let me pay it. If this Trinidadian is the Minister of, let me say, Agriculture, in no time, you will see they will be having meetings with the 5 food giants of Trinidad and Tobago that importing the food, where we food import bill is all kind of $6-7 billion. You talking $6-7 billion food import bill, and it's 4 or 5 people own all of that, you know. So if you do, that is 5-6 billion, right? Nice. They get a hold of the Minister of Agriculture, the Permanent Secretary, various government ministers, and then make sure them ain't get no farmers no access road. Them gonna make sure they ain't getting the, you know, farmer, when you have a farmer's badge, you buy something, it's getting half back and whatever piece back of the money, and people is wait months and years to get back the piece of money. So them watch. All right, I making or bringing in $6-7 billion in food. All I need to do is bribe somebody, a government worker, or all government workers that is along the line to making sure Trinidad and Tobago don't have a good food production, or we could be self-efficient to be able to feed ourselves. I calculate, I tell you, I bring it on to all the grassroots, you know, how they doing it up there, you know. I know how it is up there, I know how it is down here. Right? Right, so you have the permanent sec, you have the chair, CEO of this, the that, right? Bam! All them like agriculture groups and them that thing in. You have all it. Right. The permanent sec might be able to collect like 10 million when they watch, when they resign from being a permanent sec. What deputy permanent sec? They're making maybe under $1 million to go home with. But they go get the pension and them thing. And you see, you gain a 10 million just to make sure something in work. You go on with that. Deputies, all of them, CEOs, this buyout from top to bottom. When they don't spend, check it for yourself. It's $6 billion, $7 billion in food import bill. All if you them they do they? Watch out that. The food import bill is $6 billion, $7 billion. Them put out a cool 100 million. If I as a businessman, I put out a cool 100 million to make sure that I could continue to inherit $6-7 billion. Where's 100 million? That 100 million spread in between all the people that could make agriculture work in this country. Whether it be to divide, however, they're buying out everybody. All the feel is gone. But all you understand now, all you realize somebody was watching TSTT. Why feel to destroy that? Whoever that money, make sure that managers and CEOs and all who there to make sure that it could work in work. Government people, ministers, nothing to do with that. Because if it is a seen Ponzi scheme, if it is the seen certain things, they all staying quiet because why? They don't want to interfere with their flow of money. That's why they say Trinidad and Tobago selfish. So this whole damn country corrupt. And everybody's, but not everybody, most of the public servants and government people are for sale. You know what I told you? Them for sale, them buyable. Every year them just get buy. All I notice sometimes, you go see government ministry start to go good. They look like they're serious. It catching itself. And then eventually you see it crash. When it started to go good because they didn't get their hands on the decision makers and the people that had to go. Then they go get the link in one. When they go get one miserable one who will be a part of that board. Then they go organize two and move smart and get some government minister to choke in some arm of the company as a chairman or a director in a government institution that eventually will weigh that company or put that company in the direction of the same company that director working under low profile, collecting a salary which is conflict of interest. You know how much conflict of interest we have within our institutions in Trinidad and Tobago that is advantage to us. Where them 1% and them through the politicians put their people there. Why the financial institutions are so powerful? The banks and them is doing what they want. You know much of the people they have inside various institutions there as clones to make sure that things go in their direction and they're spending the money, while that only benefits a little of us, just a few people that them cannot witness benefit. When doing the right thing, which will have a rippling effect that will to all of us, it will have a rippling effect. Doing the right thing will have a rippling effect and bring positivity, prosperity to all of us. So here it is, we go for a quick break and come back. Don't switch your dial at all. More right here on the Gong Report. When we come back and as we're talking about rich and poor and the 1% and the middle class, I will leave this for our dumb prime minister. Yeah, well, not politically bright prime minister and cabinet to understand that he could have never come in with the mentality in making the rich richer in order to help the poor. You rich people in Trinidad don't like we. Them don't like the poor. You in politics so long and you realize the rich people for themselves they don't like we. They just use we. We are the slaves. Well, then realize that our. So let me leave this message for the Prime Minister. He's not too bright. Well, I hope he will listen. Right? I hope he will listen. He and his whole cabinet. Right? Before we go for that break, I just want him again with the stupid statement he make. Listen, and please, you all have to start to operate within, or I like to say, the scientific evidence, the facts. And this clip I'm playing here is the facts. And all I need to start to do it because Trinidad and Tobago will crash. All I need to organize and deal with the middle class and the poor people. The majority of the wealth must go to the middle class and the poor, not the rich. And even if it go to the middle class and the poor, the rich will still get rich. That better for them and all. Oh God. So listen.
Next time you're talking with someone who doesn't think it's a problem that more and more of the nation's wealth and income are going to the top.
You have to find a way that you encourage the rich to get richer, because in getting richer, they create opportunities for the poor. Opportunity.
Mention these 7 economic fundamentals. Number 1, workers are consumers. Number 2, consumer spending accounts for 70% of all economic activity in the United States. Number 3, People at the top spend a much smaller portion of their incomes than people in the middle class and below. Number 4. So, when most of the economic gains go to the top, there's not enough purchasing power to keep the economy moving. Number 5, which means that in order to have sufficient demand for goods and services, a larger share of total income has to go to the middle class and the poor. Number 6, which requires a higher minimum wage, a bigger earned income tax credit, lower taxes on the middle class and the poor, financed by higher taxes on the wealthy, and stronger unions capable of negotiating higher wages. 7, these don't hurt the wealthy. It's not a zero-sum game. In fact, the wealthy will do better with a smaller share of a rapidly growing economy than they're doing now with a large share of an economy that's barely growing at all. These are the 7 economic fundamentals.
I must stop you here. I was trying to follow you, but you're losing me. Because I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's nice, nice. So Trinidad and Tobago, we go for a quick break and come back. When we come back, more right here on the Ground Report. We'll be back. Don't switch your dial at all. It's Friday. And don't forget, coming up next, Sunrise International and Kevin the Veteran to give you all good music or a little brain cooler after the trying times of each and every one of you that are going on at this point in time. So we take a break and come back. When we come back, more right here on the Ground Report. We'll be back.
6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Join Andy Williams, Michael Kerr, and Lennox Smith, the Ground Report team on M1047 as they rip apart the lies, half-truth, and misinformation that the mainstream media never discuss. The Ground Report. Hard-hitting, informative, undiluted, uncompromising, and unfiltered. Monday to Friday on M104.7 FM. Get the raw facts before making any life-changing decisions. Only on The Ground Report.
Oral Regis and Company Limited. Services offer new tires and battery sale, motor vehicle inspection, mechanical repairs, fleet maintenance, tire alignment, wheel balancing and rotation, nitrogen installation, auto body repairs, authorized agent for all major insurance, windshield replacement, wrecking service, parts and accessories. SMR Enterprise Shoguanas. Telephone 665-3377 or email warrelregis@yahoo.com. Open Mondays to Fridays, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Warrel Regis and Company Limited.
Your family's legacy deserves a place of remembrance.
One that pays tribute to a life well lived. Imagine a picturesque garden where you can preserve your memories for a future generation in a serene, eco-friendly sanctuary
surrounded by lush tropical trees
where you and your loved ones can rest securely in infinite peace. Your legacy begins at the Orange Grove Memorial Gardens.
Call us now at 223-2178.
There's a new drink that's transforming what you expect from a beverage. U-Juice is 100% natural and has the power of red ginseng, turmeric, ginger, and the world's strongest antioxidant, astaxanthin. Your new favorite drink has arrived. U-Juice, en route to the ultimate you.
U-Juice. And when we drink, we got a natural boost.
Republic Bank customers, time is running out to have your one card upgraded to the new Visa debit card. The deadline for converting to the new Visa debit is January 31st, 2023. Visit any one of our branches to have your one card upgraded. please visit www.republictt.com for more information on changing your card or call us at 623-4RBL. That's 623-4725.
Okay, Rudolph, make her right. Then, oh, hold on. Mrs. Claus sent a WhatsApp. The elves are hungry. Pick up a Royal Castle Queen bucket, a King bucket, some royal wings, a family meal, a few combos, some extra delicious coleslaw, crinkle-cut fries, potato salad, and a snack box for yourself. Oh, and don't forget that delicious honey mustard sauce. It's really lashing. Okay, Rudolph, let's get that delicious local Trini flavor. Royal Castle, here we come. Royal Castle is the local something that makes it all taste better. Happy holidays from Royal Castle.
Come to Sheltec for your everyday gaming needs. Get your eShop, PSN, Roblox, and Steam cards. Also get the latest PS5, PS4, Xbox, and Switch games. We have everyday specials, 2 for $500 on games for everyone. Shop online at sheltechelectronics.com and get even more discounts. Visit us at 11 to 13 Frederick Street, Capital Plaza, Port of Spain. Come to Sheltec for your everyday gaming needs.
A night of elegance. A night of glory awaits you.
It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine.
As we set the stage for the biggest and final premium event of the year. Michelle.
Sometimes some of them are rally back.
On Saturday, December 3rd, at the Center of Excellence, we will all rise and reconnect to Michelle. Hurry and get your tickets now.
At 63 Lounge on the Avenue.
Extra Foods,
Nova Glen, B-Mobile Store, Trygreet Road.
Devon Home Furnishings, El Dorado.
New Wave Apparel, High Street, San Fernando.
Scrapes Car Wash and Laundry, Trin City.
Just Deals Exclusive, Drag Mall Arima.
Sensational Sammy Seafood, Arima, Bamba Star Lounge, St. Augustine, and online at suntix.com.
For special group packages, please call 376-0326.
Michelle's The Journey Back to the Future has begun.
Looking to complete your home or business project? Well, the place is Michelin Hardware. We carry a large selection of roofing and plumbing supply, lumber, steel, water tanks, tools, and more. Get your sand, gravel, sand filled by the bag, yard or load. No one beats our prices. Visit us at M&R Building, number 97, Eastern Main Road, Aruka, or call 646-2144. WhatsApp 327-7761. Michelin Hardware.
It's the Bestcrete Blockyard Blowout Sale. Up to 80% off select products. Bestcrete 6-inch Grade 2 concrete blocks, $4.13 each. 8-inch Grade 2 concrete blocks, $5.15 each. But wait, there's more. Get up to 45% off Able Clay blocks and massive savings on Bestcrete concrete pavers, vent blocks, and Allen Block retaining wall products. Come shop at the Bestcrete Compound Piarco from the 28th of November to the 3rd of December. Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Saturday from 8 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Start your building project today with Bestcrete, the name this nation builds on. Conditions apply. See press and social media for more details.
Restyles Funeral Home Company Limited. Services include cremation, burial, embalming, human remains repatriation, tents, and grave markers. At Restyles Funeral Home, you can stay in the comfort of your own home and be assured that all your funeral needs are met, from the time your loved one passes on to the day of burial or cremation, which simply means we do registration, acquire death certificates, and much more. We are on call 24 hours, 350-3626 or 218-5104.
We Kinda Jazz presents It's Celebration Time again this Christmas with international singing sensation Charmaine Ford, the Panmasters Dane Gulston and son Daniel Gulston, legendary guitarist Clifford Charles, Marilyn Williams, singer of Ribbons, Los Amigos Cantadores, Farang, renowned saxophonist Tony Paul and band. Saturday, December 17th at Uticot, the Government Plaza Auditorium downtown, Lower Richmond Street and Wrightson Road, Port of Spain. Showtime 7 p.m. Tickets $350. Available at Pinot Noir Vu Clothing Stores, 13 Mucarapo Road, Santa Maria Plaza, St. James. Boland Amar Complex, 177 Traggery Road, Woodbrook, and at the door. For more information, call 625-3623, 628-4073, 628-0162. Sponsored by Specialist Hardware and Home Center, 282 Eastern Main Road, El Dorado, Tacarigua. It's celebration time again this Christmas with Charmaine Ford.
Chinese and Ari Restaurant, number 67, Western Main Road, St. James, opposite Standard. For breakfast daily, Monday to Sunday, from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. On the menu, sada roti, fry bake, roast bake, pie, coffee, tea, Milo, vegetable pizza, pancakes with assorted vegetables. Lunch specials daily from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Chicken pilau, $25. Assorted lunch from $25 to $40. Soup specials and crab and dumpling. Delivery of food available. De la a la carte on the pavement from 6 p.m. until burgers, chicken sandwich, hot dogs, fries and chicken, nuggets, shrimp burger, gyros, and anything else you can think about. Call 382-9347 to place your orders 7 days a week.
On the 1st of January, New Year's night. Let's celebrate with the More FM fans together at the Police Mess St. James. Ring in the new year with more possibilities, more opportunities, and more love. Legends of Dance. It's a black and gold affair which represents abundance and prosperity. Legends of Dance 2023.
Trinidad and Tobago, we invite you to celebrate with a son of Arima as we welcome you poolside to the scenic Sosa Private Resort, Arena Road, San Rafael on Sunday, 4th of December, 12 a.m. to 10 a.m. Get ready for Boss Up Glow.
It's the Ground Boss Joe Grind Premium Birthday Celebration.
I want to be celebrated.
Look out for exclusive performances from Nyala Blackman,
Viking Ding Dong,
Trinidad Killer, John Melody. Limited advance tickets available. 2 ladies on 1 ticket.
On Sunday, 4th December, get ready for Boss Up Glow.
It's the Ground Boss Joe Grind Premium Birthday Celebration.
12 a.m. to 10 a.m.
Sosa Private Resort, Arena Road, San Rafael. Boss Up Glow.
Ticket outlets: Perros Bar, Talparo,
Parliament Bar, Brazil, Forest View Bar, San Rafael.
For more information, contact the Ground Boss Joe Grind on 355-1744.
Saturday the 3rd of December, Cookies big anniversary. All road leads to Towers Bar. Sangre, Chiquito, Manzanella. 4 big artists. Yours truly, MCZ the superstar. Rock the Bones Boss coming to perform. Alongside KME 868. 104.7 family will be there.
You rock them bones, I want you rock them bones, I want you.
Saturday the 3rd of December, Cookies big anniversary. Towers Bar. Sangre, Chiquito, Manzanella from 6 p.m. until we outside, right down till we lie down.
This is it. It's We Kinda Christmas, the concert. Sunday, 4th December at Napa. It's happening under the patronage of the Tunapuna Piaco Regional Corporation with Malik Folk Performing Company, the Trinidad and Tobago Prison Service Band, First Citizens Supernova Steel Orchestra, along with Los Alumnos de San Juan. And look out for ZTV Shiv Shakti Dance Company and special guest Chuck Gordon.
Yo, this is Chuck Gordon. Once you reach by the gate, forget all your worries. Don't bring problems and stress up in here.
Showtime, 6 p.m. Tickets, $200 available at Napa Box Office, Tunapuna Piaco Regional Corporation Office, or WhatsApp at 278-7878. Get yours early and come and enjoy We Kinda Christmas, Sunday, 4th December at Napa. Lots of door prizes to be won. It will be the sweetest.
A real Trini Christmas.
Home
Home is where you can foster new memories, where you can rejuvenate. Home is where love is, a peace of mind. Home is a house with a land to expand. Home is at the serene Bracano Park or the gated sanctuary of Ella Vista Gardens. 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, indoor laundry and private parking. Starting at $1.275 million, Home is TG Homes, Sangre Grande, 691-5659, 721-9186 or 379-8990. TG Homes, modern and luxurious living for all.
Brazil RC School, in collaboration with Parliament Bar, presents Ice and Glimmer of Gold in the Poly. On Friday, December 2nd, Talparo Main Road, Brazil Village, from 9 p.m. till.
I turn up the fed till it's all over.
Early bird tickets cost $150. Best dress for male and female dressed in white and gold. Your DJs are Brown Sugar, Selector Dean, the Hitman Howie T. For more information, contact 702-9360. Ice and Glimmer of Gold in the Poly on Friday, December 2nd, 2022. Get ready.
M&M Pharmacy opens its doors to you. Strategically located next to Eastside Supermarket, Sangre Chiquito. For all your healthcare needs and much more, M&M Pharmacy will give you customer service like no other. Your health is your wealth. Opening Saturday, 3rd December.
Disclaimer. More FM Limited, its owners and associates, accepts no responsibility for statements made by the talk show hosts or their guests. More FM Limited does not endorse any of the information provided during this commercially booked segment as the truth. That you have to judge for yourself. We, however, reserve the right to question statements made. But in this time of misinformation, government-controlled media and corruption, it is sometimes hard to get the truth. But we must try. It is not our intention to discriminate or annoy anyone. We believe it is our constitutional right to free speech, to voice our opinion, and our duty to the population and country to expose the truth. More FM Limited takes no responsibility for the opinions of others.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Good morning. We are back. Lennox Smith. Okay, it appears Lennox Smith isn't here. I don't think. Can you hear me? Hello? Okay, I'm gonna leave you guys with some of these news headlines here.
Information coming to the fore suggests that reckless and illegal activities are largely responsible for the extent of flooding seen in Bamboo over the last few days, with the Minister of Works identifying 3 breaches to the Caroni embankment.
What we found in Bamboo 2, there were 3 breaches. 2, it is alleged the contractor who was doing the work there did some sort of tracking on the bank, and 1 is alleged, again, is being investigated that a resident of the area cut the bank about 80 feet to allow recreational activities. That would have accounted for about 80% of the water now in Bamboo.
But according to community activist Tinshan Ishmael, government should be blamed for the acts of the contractor.
We have had enough with the crooked conmen
who go in and working on the bank and thieving material and backfilling their properties. We have had enough with them damaging the banks. And then when we suffer, you see this thing about paying back them fellas because them is the ones who's give you money for elections, that have to come to an end.
Bamboo residents are now said to be mobilizing to take legal action against the government, as they say they have received no real assistance or support from the government to date.
We saw ODPM 4 days after. Only after the ministers came, we saw ODPM. We saw the Ministry of Works only after. So everything is happening after the fact. The reality of it is that when you look at where we are at right now, it looks as if we are going to have to continue to do everything ourselves. The ministry sent a pump yesterday evening, 36 hours after. The pump came, they didn't even have staff to help offload the lines. And when they did offload, or they needed to offload, they brought a 12-inch pump with 8-inch connection. So they left around 8 o'clock and came back about midnight last night. So I don't know if it's working or not at the end of the day, but what we are seeing is major progress in Bamboo. Number 2, residents are helping themselves.
As at 10 o'clock this morning, a number of business places had reopened as flood waters continue to recede. Renessa Cutting, TV6 News.
because clearly, if you know that the rainy season is coming, first and foremost, if you know that a place is prone to flooding, and if you know that you have mechanical and electrical equipment that is required, just as how you would have done preventative maintenance in terms of dredging and desilting rivers, one would have expected that those pieces of equipment will also be checked to make certain that they are in readiness for that eventuality, even though it may be limited in terms of its occurrence. But when it does, you would have been prepared for making certain that it does what it was supposed to do and ease the pain, agony, and stress that is now being experienced in the, by the people of the Bamboo. In fact, you would have heard us play a clip that says that the minister was claiming that he had no information that pumps were not working. And then, of course, we then learned that some 5 pumps were designated or constructed or deployed in the Bamboo area, and only one, in fact, was working. And again, the buck stops with the decision makers and those who are responsible for of course addressing the problems of the society, and therefore that is a blatant and unadulterated dereliction of duty and responsibility, and for which politically and otherwise people like Rohan Sinanan and the government ought to be held accountable. Clearly they believe that they ought not to be. They continue to pretend as though it never happened. And that to me is a frightening sign that the country continues, of course, to be in this deteriorating, shambolic state of affairs by a government that clearly has outlived its usefulness and therefore ought not to be in government at this time. And since there are no honorable people at the highest level, and it reminds me of what at one time, having written to the then Prime Minister Manning, and I was talking about the fact that Laventille and communities like these will be active participants in any upheaval. At that time, that was around when they first came into office in about 1991. And he told me in no uncertain terms before we sat down to discuss the other issues that I would have raised with him. He said that don't make joke with politicians. Why for some is a joke, for them is bread and butter. Let me repeat that. Mr. Manning told me in the presence, of course, of other members of my delegation, including, of course, the then chairman of MLIO, lawyer, attorney at law, who, of course, was with me and chairman of the organization at that point in time. Mr. Manning said that don't make joke with politicians. Whilst for some is a joke, for them is bread and butter. Clearly, in the last 7 years, we have seen where the politicians in this country who have acquired government see the Treasury of Trinidad and Tobago as their own little parlor. It is clear, and that therefore has no real commitment or dedication to what they would have pronounced in their manifesto and on the political hustings when they were attempting to convince the people to vote them into office. And that, to me, is conmanship. It is criminal behavior. Clearly, the PNM has morphed into a criminal enterprise, riddled and saturated with corruption, nepotism, and cronyism on the guise that it is political patronage taken too far at the expense of the rest of us, and we can go on. And therefore, that kind of government, that kind of governance cannot and must not be tolerated with the resources and the unnecessary conduct of these people, when they could have easily expended monies in such a way that even if they are corrupt, even if they are associated with self-aggrandizement, the Trinidad and Tobago's population ought to be a better off group of individuals today than is happening, and we are experiencing at this time. That being as it may, the other issue that I wanted to raise, Andy will be rejoining us in a while, but the other issue I wanted to raise was that of the Commissioner of Police in his own assessment, and that is why it is so bad for persons to assess themselves. They will usually give themselves a rating that is not in sync with reality. He gives himself a rating of a B+. And then, of course, in that discourse, he did disclose to us, and that is where I am focusing my attention now, raised by Andy, in terms of the presence of these Latinos and Venezuelans in the country, and the fact that we have a crime rate that is unprecedented, historic in its numbers. Talking here specifically about murders, and of course, the disclosure by the acting Commissioner of Police, Jacob, is that over 240 Venezuelans have been, of course, been charged with criminal offenses. And that, to me, is a very debilitating situation. Of course, the opposition, as prudent and as responsible as one would have expected, it did in fact take the opportunity to say, I told you so, because the open border approach after the government was forced into accepting Venezuelans as refugees, and all of us who were here and was following up as to the circumstances that caused the open and almost unbridled registration of Venezuela without the appropriate checks and balances, including, of course, criminal background, possibly or otherwise. Would have taken note that the opposition was concerned that Interpol and other agencies should come in to find out who are these people, particularly those that would have had criminal records, because just as it appears that as this government, criminals are opportunists, and therefore getting an opportunity to migrate to Trinidad out of Venezuela and to continue where they see and seize the opportunity of executing their antisocial conduct and their debilitating activity, certainly is something that one has to take on board, be very concerned about. And it appears that at the time it was about pleasing the government of the United States at that time, when, of course, all of the matters involving this government and its association with Maduro, including, of course, the presence of Delcy Rodriguez, the vice president, and then, of course, you had Dr. Rowley himself castigating the general secretary of the OAS when he came back from Chile, and then you had, of course, to bring up the rear, but not limited, is the foreign affairs minister then instructing the representative for OAS to abstain from voting to sanction the Venezuelans. And then the most spectacular event came when right here, George Young, as Minister of National Security, I believe at the time, went to have a meeting with the then ambassador for the United States here in Trinidad, and then comes to the parliament and told us, listen, the Delcy matter, the Delcy Rodriguez matter did not form part of the discussion. Only unprecedented again, and out of the nature of diplomacy, the ambassador had to come out and say Young lied, and that in fact Delcy Rodriguez matter did come up. I am saying all of this to say that on top of the inability to manage the floods and so on, you have, of course, the unforced situation of the open borders associated with the registration has invited criminal elements clearly, and as the police would tell us, that there is a trend taking place with murders where you have dismembered parts of bodies all over the place in garbage bags, etc. Is a something that is associated with, of course, persons outside of Trinidad, because the local criminals doesn't have that let's say that reputation, but of course those from the Latin American, and of course we know that from observing what is happening in Mexico and other Latin American countries, including Brazil, where dismembered bodies are placed all over the place, so as to avoid or evade identification of these victims. So I think it is a troubling situation on top of all of the other debilitation and incompetence and impotence and misfits that has now characterized the government of Trinidad and Tobago. And I dare say we are in a shambolic situation, Dr. Rowley, and I think the cabinet itself must know that by now the people's tolerance level has reached the zenith, has reached the optimum, and therefore should be contemplating in short measure, very, very short measure, one would advise that they find a way to make an excuse, since they are good at it, to say and to call an elections before 2025. Otherwise, if that does not happen, I am afraid as many in an increasing number of citizens are saying that Trinidad and Tobago has gone to the dogs. In other words, we are a failed state criteria. We are in a state of total inability to manage our affairs. And it is so, whether economic, whether social, whether cultural, whether, of course, the various ministries. We can talk about education, we can talk about agriculture, we can talk about the Ministry of Finance, we can talk about the Ministry of Culture, we can talk about the Ministry of Social Development, we can talk about the whole question of the Ministry of Industry and Commerce, and we can go on, and therefore it is only bad news after bad news on top of bad news. And I want to say, with respect, of course, I was having a discussion with a person I consider to be very accurate with the situation, one, and two, a guru in his own right, and has grown to be a good friend of mine, on whom I depend for advice and other personal interventions. And he made the observation that of the $4 to $5 or $6 billion in imports, the government is claiming, because it might be an argument to probably put pressure to further reduce by force people's ability. He did say that customs and other costs that goes to the government will reduce that bill from $4 billion to a little less. But of course, $4 billion is touted merely to, of course, convict the people that they have a foreign taste, without, of course, indicating that the government is getting a handsome portion of that $4 to $6 billion. Andy, I see that you are back. So those are some of the issues that I wanted to intervene in your absence. Now that you are back, I think the ball is in your court now.
Yes. The lines are open. Trinidad and Tobago, the lines are open. The numbers to call, 229-0251. That's 229-0251 or 239-5120. 239-5120. Or give us a WhatsApp call at 366-3053. 366-3053. Morning caller, where are you calling from?
Morning.
I would like to say morning to the panel. Morning to Mighty Kim, Mr. Koff. I like the name, the Pitbull. This morning on my phone burner.
Hey, you forget Lennox Smith. Mikey K is not here. It's Lennox Smith.
Mr. Smith.
Right. Koff ain't here right now neither.
Good
so
morning,
only acknowledge who
that's
here.
All right. That's all right. That's all right.
You can't disrespect Lennox Smith like that at all. He's present.
I apologize. This is Malcolm X.
Go ahead, Malcolm X.
I would like to say this morning, you touched something there, Lennox, is well, Pitbull or wherever, with the close down of and a lot of the government places, when people want to infiltrate, which is the business community, to take it over. Right now, the HDC is falling in that same bracket as TTSC and the closing down of the oil company. I want to share this with the nation. When we was NHA, they used to make money when it was subsidized and people rent was small. The government come in under Dr. Rowley and they and change the name to the HDC, which they wanted to bring it like the private sector to remove away the subsidy and thing that poor people. You observe they don't build no planning and no old people home and thing again. Everything is $500,000, million, $250,000 and all kind of big money where public servants can't afford. And that have failed. You know now from the AGC they're bringing in 3 new companies to take over the AGC in a place what they say dying. Let me tell you how we're dying. Workers not getting material to carry out the duties for the tenants who paying, especially I want to say to the pensioners. The bushing cutting, the draining, cleaning, places getting flooded because of stubbornness of will little people tell the big people, all your building house on the St. Joseph River bank. Let me tell all you something. I don't want to be too long. You know what hurt me? When I hear Mr. Aboud was talking about Fitzgerald Hines and when he was Minister of Labor and when he thinking, and this is a man that come from a wealthy family. And he crying on the station. But when I hear the voice of him, I even hear the Pitbull crying too. Let me examine myself, all preachers. And I call in all preachers, Anglican, Catholic, Methodist, Baptist, everybody. The first moral children is born growing up. Don't lie. Lying is a sin. And I think Nelson Singer tune teacher Percy say, if you tell a lie, you're going to hell when you die. Let me tell you something. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. Because this morning, like I'm in a spiritual move. Instead of the fire, Awari, you're moving and you're putting local government is the most set of flood since he go there. Fitzgerald Hines, after he come Minister of Works and they move him and they put him in national security, check the murder rate. In both constituencies, most murder rate, most guns. All you NC, the lying, God actually warning we by this little flood where people, well, crowd of people in dying. But the continue lying. And another thing I want to adjust P&M people with. All you don't wait until all your children in getting a job and they're being treated like slaves. And when all you come home with all your pension, your own children go rob you your pension and you're putting mouth and saying, they's thief, I don't know what to do with them and put mouth on them. But all you ain't putting mouth on the people who put in mouth on this country. Right now this government failing. They blight this country. And when I hear they criticizing Miss Shishera or way she named as a P&M, that never happened. But with Stuart Young had to get up and say, but who is P&M and who in P&M? And he never answered yet about his stepdaughter or who family with this drug thing and why he have these set of immigrants. We're calling themselves Venezuelan. Them is Colombian and Mexicans. We're coming through the border of Venezuela and coming here. And they stop giving the drugs to the local. They had the people here running their business. That is why this kind of murder taking place. Let me tell you something now. I see the Pitbull have a nice little son. I have some grandchildren. If all you care about all your children and all your family, and all who like this government, All you take an island down the islands and go with the government to see how good they is now. All you don't wait for the innocent to pay for the guilty. And like as you're talking about the right thing here now, you becomes wrong. Because look at what you're doing. Why you attacking Amal Station? What's wrong with Mr. Amal Station? Because the man who can read and write could understand? Because the little fella who ain't walking nowhere could know what's going on in Tobago? Wait is all you against the station. And it's other station, we're playing all kind of gunman in the hole and all kind of things. All ain't looking to close down that. And next man only advertising himself. All ain't looking to say who making contribution and the day it ain't no crime. He and no TV station again. All you, Mikey, Mr. Cuff, Mr. Oh God, boy, sometimes it's the name and them boy.
Lennox Smith, Director Cuff, Michael Cook.
Michael Cook. Boy, I have to start to write all
right, but who here right now? Who here right now? Who you talking to? Lennox Smith. Lennox Smith is here right now.
Boy, Mr. Lennox Smith, let me tell you something. God has put people in places, and everybody have a purpose on this earth. Simply as bishop and all have a purpose. And when I hear and all talking about the management of the government, you wouldn't hear that published. You know where you go here? A man talking about this on the radio and a man talking about that. But let me tell you something. God is working mysterious ways. And the evil that's flourishing in this country now, all you watch and all you really see. Everything you say this morning about the business community is God who make you say that. You ain't said no way you say. The business people, we want to close down customs. When customs close down, who you feel bringing in everything lambash? Where the guns coming in? Where this coming in? Who is take the custom officer and carry him in a little office and give him Johnny Walker whiskey while they're offloading where they're supposed to offload, where they don't want the customs to see? All you, boy, let me tell you something. After, you see this morning, Malcolm X, I looking to join all you, but here the group I want to have, the Black Panther movement, boy. We have to have a Black Panther movement in this country to educate and help we little black people all through the highway on the same placard with black people begging for school, this, begging for food. I mean, nobody in saying all you're calling to the Prime Minister. All you have to know who all you're sleeping with. You go let the rich get rich to help the poor, because you gain rich. Give it the opportunity in your position. Move you and your whole cabinet and get a fresh pour to get rich now. Boy, you only have a blessed weekend. Let me walk with the blood of Jesus. And I want to tell everybody who a man calling the other day and say everything is God, God, God. I agree, we can't leave everything to God. Because we leaving things since we small. Your mother leaving things to God. Your grandmother leaving things to God. Oh God, all you go strain God. All you have to help all your father. I was in a march when Rowley was marching with the email gate scandal where we went to give a letter to the president. It had a march that when he asked me how the crowd looking down to the back, I said they're still in Woodford Square and we somewhere quite past Gordon Street. Nobody in Lego tear gas. Nobody ain't saying nothing. Why now? If people protesting and with children going through, you ain't see school like it can't open every minute, it's flooded, closed. Every minute, the hospital in our chaos. Look, China, they fed up a lockdown. All in and saying, boy, all you just on all yourself. Fitzgerald Hines, Mr. Ian Booth, Mr. This Minister Wokes.
Rohan Sinanan. Rohan Sinanan. Remember that Indian is a better Indian than the UNC Indian. Right. Remember how they have it is UNC Indian bad, but PNM Indian them real good. Them is God send them. You know so nice the PNM Indian them treating the people. The PNM Indian treating the people nice.
That's why he died for the wafer and had the whole Manzalina cut off now through the coconut. But let me tell you something. I leave everything to God this morning. But I go help him. Because let me tell you something. I have my children here. And you see HDC, I monitoring all you, I watching all you because I know it's big people coming to take over HDC because Eric Williams designed the NHA was for poor people like my mother and them could have get a house in Bataria, a house in Mount Hope, a house in River Estate. Answer me now. It had people like the old people home and the beatum. The plannings in
they realize the houses where they're building now, there's still big shot people. They're getting two middle class people who could afford to go face the bank normal. Is still getting the houses. That, like for instance, that Victoria Keys. That Victoria Keys there in Diego Martin.
Hey, let me tell you something. The people say...
Wait, but we have to be fair. Right now, the management listening, it's 1 minute past the hour of 9 o'clock. I now catch myself, so we really have to go. Thank you so much. All right, well, don't forget tonight, Corridor Transformation. Yours truly, Lennox Smith. Don't switch your dial at all from 104.7 More FM. In studio, Kevin the Veteran, Sunrise International, to take you from 9 to 12 p.m. to lunch. Them fellas and them just do a great job, man. They do a great job. And I'm listening these days, many of the young DJs and young people talking out, the finding ways you will hear them. I know in the politics here, but I find not this government doing choppiness. They're trying to keep away because they know the owners of the stations that work in them urban station is PNM people. And if they only play the talking in the program, they could lose the program, they could lose the work. But some of them young disc jockeys and DJs time to talk in smart ways. They're bringing in the conversations, the pressures of the people, and begging for the government to do the right thing and ease this what's going on with we. Don't switch your dial. Coming up next, Kevin the Veteran, Sunrise International. Right here on 104.7 More FM to carry you throughout your day till 12. Well, after that, it have a lot of other veterans that does a very good job. We'll be coming at you. So those fellas will take it after the disclaimer. So Trinidad and Tobago until Monday morning, please God, from 6 to 9 a.m. Yours truly, the Pitbull of Radio, the Ground Report. We are out of here. Kevin the Veteran, Kevin, and Sunrise International. I now look forward to take a brewing cooler with your music. We are out of here.